Well, hello, this is Heather Bayer from the Vacation Rental Formula, and I wanted to talk to you about a business tool that I've been using for a long time. And if you've ever been in the corporate world, you'll be familiar with a SWOT analysis as a business tool. It really is a great way of looking at your business in new ways and from new directions. You get to look at your strengths and weaknesses and how you can leverage those to take advantage of the opportunities and threats that exist in your short-term rental market. So a SWOT analysis is a part of the business planning process if you're just starting up, because it helps you develop a strategy so that you start off on the right foot, you know the direction that you plan on going. And then existing businesses can use a SWOT analysis to assess their current situation and determine a strategy to move forward. In my own business, we use this, probably every year. Probably be better if we did it every 6 months, because in our business, things constantly change and you always want to reassess your strategy. So it is something that most businesses use on a continuing basis. So what am I talking about here? We're talking about looking at the internal aspects of your organization or your business, and it doesn't matter if you're a single property owner or if you are a property manager. You will still have strengths and weaknesses in your internal organization or your operations. And then we look at the opportunities and threats, and these are the external things that can impact your business. So your strengths are the sort of things like what you do well, what helps you achieve your goals, what powers your business, what systems do you use, are they effective, etc. And the assets that you have in your team, and the people that may be on your staff and your third-party suppliers, perhaps, the housekeepers, etc. And then we look at your weaknesses, what you could do better, the things that hold you back, what others outside of your business might see as weaknesses, those things that they might capitalize on because they see them as weaknesses in you. So you need to know what they are. And your business processes that might need improvement. So those are the internal factors that we look at in a SWOT analysis. And then externally, we look at things outside the business, like the trends you could take advantage of, the changes in traveler demographics perhaps, maybe positive customer reviews. These are great opportunities that you can use, and how to turn your strengths that we've discussed, the internal strengths, into opportunities. And then finally, we explore the threats. And we all know what sort of threats we have within our short-term rental market, such as new competitors, some market trends that could become a threat, maybe the potential of failure in supplier support. And of course, regulations and legislation are a constant threat for us all. So let's just look at this very briefly with some actual examples. So let's say you're a small company in a destination and you're looking at your strengths for your business. So one of your strengths could be that you're located in the area. You're not a remote manager. You're right there, boots on the ground. You have reliable housekeeping staff. Well, we know those are strengths because everybody's out there looking for that reliability. You have a strong team with different skill sets. Perhaps a team that's unlikely to churn, unlikely to turn over because they're very loyal to you. You have good systems in place. They may be basic, but they're working for you. You're not reliant on the online travel agencies. And 60% of your business is repeat guests. So as you can see, these are good strengths that underpin your business. However, you'll have weaknesses. And in this sample company, one of the weaknesses is there is no backup for their cleaning service. They have reliable housekeeping staff, but if somebody falls sick, then they have a problem in sourcing someone to take their place. They've only been in the business for 2 years, so that feels like they have a limited reputation, and it feels to them like it is a weakness. They have a lot of reliance on third-party services, laundry, outside maintenance services, etc. Only one person knows the property management software thoroughly. I know this as a weakness because we used to have this in our company, that we only had one person who knew what to do if the PMS went down, or knew how to contact support. And that, for us at that time, was a specific weakness. Another one is having a very small budget. Many small companies have small budgets, and you see all this wonderful software and all these resources out there, and you just don't have the money for it. So could be a weakness in terms of keeping up with competition. Another one is perhaps not enough content on your website. You know that you need to have it, but you don't. So that could be determined to be a weakness. So there's your strengths and weaknesses, all internal to your organization. So outside of your organization, there are opportunities for growth and for success. So we list these within the SWOT analysis. So for this company, inbound tourism is up with more drive-to visitors. You know, the fly-to market has diminished somewhat, but there's lots more drive-to visitors. A local resort hotel has closed down, meaning that there is less accommodation in the area. And as we know, people are moving towards short-term rental accommodation. So this is a great opportunity to pick up some of this market. The local tourism department has a really strong marketing strategy. They're out there all the time, marketing the area to encourage more travellers to come to it. There's been an increased amount of sales of second homes, bringing many more owners into the area. Now, for a small or moderate property or a large property management company, more owners coming into the system is always a good thing. And that is a huge opportunity to grow a property management company. The area has recently received an award for outstanding natural beauty. And that award has been posted on websites and in National Geographic magazine. And this is a great opportunity to promote the company to the people that are reading those publications. And finally, another opportunity is a new industrial park that's going to be open shortly in the area, which is going to bring many more business visitors. And as we know, business visitors, particularly those that are coming for more than a few days, are very receptive to our style of accommodation. So we have a lot of opportunities to consider within our analysis. So let's just look now at the threats, because every business has threats coming to us from the outside, things that perhaps we don't have a great deal of control over. For this owner, rental restrictions and legislation are always hovering in the background as a threat. They're currently there, but they're always changing. So that is definitely something to consider to be an ongoing threat. There's construction of new condos nearby, which of course is going to bring in competition if the condos are allowed to operate as Airbnbs. And talking about competition, another threat could come from agents who are operating in the area with lower commission rates. And this is a situation many property managers face. So that would go into the analysis under the threat column. Exchange rate fluctuations. This particular company is in a destination where people may come down from, let's say, Canada into the US. And when the exchange rate is unfavourable to Canadian visitors, they stop flying in and they'll stop driving in as well. So that's an important thing to consider within these external threats. So the area may be prone to hurricanes or tornado activity or other weather situations that may impact their visitor numbers and their occupancy. And finally, growth in Airbnb listings with heavy discounts. Well, we see this happening just about everywhere. We've heard it called the race to the bottom as people keep discounting. And maybe that's something you do not want to do, but you have to combat this in some way. So now you have your list of strengths and weaknesses, opportunities and threats. What are you going to do with it? Well, the first step is to look at your strengths and figure out how you're going to use them to take advantage of your opportunities. Now, in this particular example, I'll just take the example of the new industrial park with more business visitors. The fact that this company is located in the area, it's not remote, means that the principals or the people who run this company are able to go and visit the businesses within this industrial park, make an appointment, go and visit the people that arrange accommodation for executives that perhaps come in and stay. That is a great way of using a strength to maximize and take advantage of the opportunities. You also want to look at your strengths and think about how they can combat the threats that are in the market. And what you do after that is to use this analysis to produce a list of actions that you can take. As that example I've just mentioned of making appointments to go and visit the local companies. You also want to analyze how the external opportunities might help you to combat your own internal weaknesses. So let's look at this one, the increased sales of second homes bringing more owners. Well, with those additional owners coming into the market, this is the opportunity to build a good reputation. So that limited reputation, because this company's only been in business a couple of years, could grow by taking on more owners who are going to give great reviews. Because a company that has been in operation just a couple of years is going to have some really good reviews from the owners that it services. You also want to look at how you can minimize your weaknesses so you can avoid the threats that you identified. So from this, you grow your action list. Now, there's much more to this, and I am currently building a more involved course that will take this to the next level, if you like. Really look at what you do with this list, how you create the activities, and how you can learn to build on your strengths, take advantage of the opportunities, minimize the weaknesses, and neutralize every threat. So I hope this has given you some good ideas on how to look at your business in a different way. And I'd love to hear how you're doing it and if this has been helpful to you. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.